What to do when you are unhappy in your marriage. If you find that your marriage is in trouble, download our free marriage rescue handbook at hopeformymarriage.com and start working on improving your marriage today. Now, back to the question, what to do when you are unhappy in your marriage? One of the first things you have to do is step back and examine the totality of your circumstance. Let me explain what I mean by this. Here in the last 6 to 9 months, I have counseled with two men in their 70s. One was 72, the other one was 70. Both of these men looking at the possibility of divorcing their wives. And in those marriages, one was a 46-year marriage, one was a 50-year marriage. And so the question that I posed to both of these men was pretty simple and straightforward. I said, listen, you've retired in the last few years, meaning your flow of life has changed, your purpose and meaning for each day has changed, and your routine has changed. You have gone through COVID in the last year, including the lockdowns, where not only were you forced to be home with your wife, but you were forced just to be home, period. You were isolated, cut off, separated out, and whatever other fears came along with that. Then we began to talk through other things going on in life. One of these gentlemen is still taking care of an aging parent. Another one is going through some pretty serious health issues. And so when we began to examine that, I posed the real question. Is it that you're unhappy with your wife and your marriage, or is it that there have been a lot of changes in your life and you're not really sure what to do with any of them? And so the focal point of your frustration has now become your spouse. Things that didn't used to bother you because you're home all the time, your routine has changed, all of those types of things. So when I talk about assessing the environment, assessing the landscape, that's what I mean. Is it things within your marriage that are the issue, or are there many external factors pressing in on your marriage that are magnifying these other issues within the marriage, making them seem perhaps more dire than they truly may be? So that's the first thing you want to look at. The second thing you want to look at is just frankly, what's changed? Have there been health changes? Has there been a job change, relocation, children leaving the home, new grandchildren in the home, death of a loved one or close friends? What has changed that might be affecting the interpersonal relationships? And then from there, you've got to take a deep look at yourself. What's happening in your own life, inside of you? Where have your thoughts been? Where's your heart been? As a Christian, what's your prayer life look like? Are you surrounded with people who are encouraging you? Have you gotten isolated? What are the things that are truly going on in your life? And once you've made those assessments, you can begin to diagnose and work through the things that are truly issues. And the way you want to do that is you just want to set aside time as a couple to have honest and open conversations that are not emotional, that are not in the heat of battle, but are objective in nature, with the intention of you as a team resolving the challenges that are threatening your marriage. And if you'll take those steps, you can generally navigate through that unhappiness. You could even find that it's due to things like depression and anxiety and other things that just this crazy topsy-turvy world we live in have flushed out in your own life. So just a few thoughts for you. Talk to you again soon.